Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. Apologies for the microphone quality and the fact that I'm not editing this video because, well, I had to install Windows a few days ago and I still haven't fully set everything up. Because Windows is an evil operating system that I really freaking hate. And reinstalling didn't even fix the issue that I was having. I'll explain that issue later in a different video. But in this video I want to show you guys something new that I'm working on. I'm working on, well, you can see Unity in front of me right now, which is not something I usually use. I'm more of an Unreal guy, but I've been using Unity Student for a little while and I'm starting to like it, so I'm developing a game in it. And in this video I want to show you guys a very, very tiny sneak peek of what I'm working on. And I guess this video is going to be more me telling you what I'm working on than showing you, because there's not really much to show. But there is at least something. So, well, I guess let's begin. So, this is something I'm calling, for now, Untitled Phil Game. I know, sounds a lot like Untitled Goose Game. But no, it's not the same. This is something else. As you can see, I've just dropped into the world. It's kind of Super Nintendo-esque. And that's a Linux penguin in front of us. Well, not really. That's not a Linux penguin. That's an OSFirstTimer penguin. Because it's got the Apple logo and the Windows logo and everything, and it's an OSFirstTimer penguin. Because in this game you actually play as Philip Adams. Well, you play as the OSFirstTimer penguin, which is sort of, well, Philip Adams, in this universe. And the story is that basically you are stuck in the phase, your subconscious mind. In the real world you're asleep, but you're stuck in a lucid nightmare, and in this nightmare you play as the OSFirstTimer penguin and Victor Tran, who is an anthropomorphized, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, basically a humanoid blue smiley face, is trying to capture you in the lucid nightmare and torment you for the rest of eternity. And your goal through 2D platforming is to find a way to defeat Victor Tran and escape the phase and wake up. And that's the story, or that's the sort of goal of the game and the basic storyline that I want to go for. It's a 2D platformer. It's got NES style or SNES style graphics. I'm limiting myself to the Nintendo Entertainment System's PPU color palette because it's easy and there's a reason. But I am going for freaking SNES style graphics themselves, and I almost fell off the ledge there. So I've sort of constructed a little level to test out the mechanics. There's not really many mechanics implemented at this point. For character movement, I kind of stole a script offline. Thank you, Brackies, the YouTuber, however you pronounce that. I stole your script, and I'm using it. Eventually, I'm going to implement my own, but just to get things working and test things out and prototype the game, I feel alright stealing a script. But, yeah. So I can jump up this ledge here, or up this sort of staircase here, and it works perfectly. I'm using the arrow keys to move. You can also use WASD. I haven't tried with an Xbox controller yet, but I do have one, and I plan to implement support for that, so we'll see how that works soon. So right now you can only jump, but as you can see, I have actually animated the player. The animations aren't great, but I'm blind. What can I say? I made them myself. I could probably add a few frames between each, or within the walk cycle. But so far there's only a walk cycle and a jump cycle, or no, a walk cycle and an idle animation. So we stand still. The game sort of zooms in on us, which I know is definitely not something the SNES or NES can do. This is a Little Big Planet style camera that I implemented myself. It zooms in on you when you're standing still, and if we wait a few seconds here, he winked at us. He winks at the camera. If you stand still for too long, he'll start winking at you, saying, "Hey, hey, you still there? Fucking play the game, damn it!" So I like that. Um, it winks every 20 seconds, and it's actually configurable in the code, so I can set how often he winks. But anyway, yeah, I can walk to the right, I can walk to the left, and I can stand still. And when I stand still, the camera zooms in on me after a while. So I like that effect. I'm definitely gonna have to tweak the intervals and everything for when the camera zooms in and stuff. But as you can see, the camera movement is very fluid. When we stop, it kind of catches up to us, and then when we move, it zooms out so we can see further. And yeah, when I jump, I can see the camera move up, so that means if there was something above me, I could see it. I can control myself in the air. That's how I'm able to jump up into the air. So that's more Little Big Planet style stuff, which I like. Funny thing is, you can't actually get back over this. I fell off the level anyway. Let's redo that. Funny thing is, when you jump over that ledge or that staircase, you actually can't get back up under or back up above it, which is kind of bad. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. So we're stuck here. We're stuck here. The only way or the only thing we can do is die. But anyway, last thing I'll mention about the whole animation and stuff like that is you notice that the penguin, well, he isn't really symmetrical. One of his eyes is raised. And he's got the Apple logo and the Windows logo on his stomach because, well, that's the OSFirstTimer penguin. His eyes aren't perfect when he's walking, but if you notice, when I walk to the left here, the Apple logo is visible. But if I walk to the right, without falling off the ledge, you might be able to notice that the Apple logo is not visible and the Windows logo is. So I actually use different sprites based on what direction you're walking in, rather than just flipping my sprite whenever I'm walking to the left, which is, I want to say that's a very big attention to detail on my part, so yeah. But yeah, it works pretty well, I like it. And isn't he just so incredibly cute? The only thing that I hate is that Windows, the magnifier kind of anti-aliases it. That's not Unity doing that. That's the Windows magnifier, and if I turn that off, then text becomes insanely hard to read. So thanks, Microsoft. Anyway, yeah, it might be more noticeable if we're jumping in the air. I don't know if the video's gonna show this, but on my end, I am actually seeing that my eyes are kind of turning into curves rather than individual pixels, which is not cool. That's an issue with the Windows magnifier, and it is something you can turn off, but then it looks crap. Anyway, with that said, this has been my sort of sneak peek at the Untitled Phil Game. Now, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to call the actual game. Untitled Phil Game is my working title, but it does take place in the phase, so you are actually an astral phaser. Victor Tran's going to be in it. It's NES or SNES style graphics, which is cool. I like those. And the last thing I forgot to mention is you will actually be able to glide. There's going to be a glide and a swimming mechanic that I have to implement soon. But anyway, that's basically it. I've been Michael. Apologies for the crappy video production quality, but, you know, Windows is Windows. What can you do? With that said, I've been Michael. Thanks for watching.